Om Shri Sai Ram. Hearty welcome to Sri Sathya Sai Lok Seva Gurukulam online classes in mathematics. Today we are coming to a very interesting part, and that is about probability. Probability is a very interesting topic. From morning till evening we will have lot of chances we are finding. Suppose the weather is cloudy, we guess that it may rain or it may not rain. Suppose a match is going on between two teams, say India and Pakistan, and we will have chances, we will think of chances, who will win, is it not? Even in test also, when the question comes, we will think of the probable answers, correct? So, before that let us just put a sight into what we have studied earlier. As you know, in statistics we have studied about data. Data means a group of information, a collection of information. There are two types of data. One is called raw data, as it is taken. Another is group data. In grouping data, we make class intervals, and then you have frequencies. This class interval and frequencies are drawn in a graph, and we call it as histogram. Nothing but they are rectangular, rectangular columns which are attached to each other, correct? And then we also have studied about circle graph or pie chart, very beautiful pictures drawn on circles, or different data are shown in the different sectors, what you call, and you can put some different colors also for that. Also you have seen about chance and random experiment. When you throw a coin, what do you mean by chance there? Chance may be head or tail, and that that is called experiment. When the result is not definite, we call it as random experiment. You might have seen before the cricket match to commence, the two captains will come, they put a toss, and nobody knows who will win the toss, is it not? So, the winner of the toss either he has to choose batting or bowling, is it not? Or bowling means fielding also. So, that is called as random experiment. It is not your physics chemistry experiment what you do in laboratories. It is an event, means say. Similarly, when a dice is thrown, the possibility of getting 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, there are 6 phases in a dice, correct? So, that is called random experiment. And also let us just go through the home assignment. How many have done it? Very simple questions were asked. First question is, when you spin the wheel shown, what are the possible outcomes? So, wheel is shown here, and there are 3 sectors, namely A, B and C. So, they are asking possible outcomes. So, what are the possible outcomes? Means possible outcomes means where this pointer will stop. So, you can write solution . So, possible outcomes this pointer may stop. This is what is called sector. By the way, what do you mean by circle? We have discussed already. Circle is a locus of a moving point which moves at a fixed distance. This distance is called radius from a fixed point, and that is called center. So here is a circle having 3 sectors, what you call. That means 3 parts of a circle, and here is a pointer. So when the circle is rotated, the pointer will stop at, it may be A or B or C, but not all or not both. So these are the possible outcomes. So it may stop at A, as you can see now in the figure, or it may be stop at B also. So this is called possible outcomes. And today we are going to see the probability of that. Probability in this case will be 1 of 3. Okay. And second question, same type. You have a bag with 5 identical balls. Here are 5 balls. One is white ball, red ball, blue, green, yellow. There are 5 balls of different colors, and you are to pull out, or you can draw a ball without looking at it. So in a bag it is there. I am going to take it out. List the outcomes you would get. So what are the outcomes? So here outcomes of pulling balls. So it may be white, we call it as W. It may be red, it may be blue, it may be green, and it may be yellow, or shortly we can call it as W, R, B, G, Y. So these are the outcomes. Any one can come out. When you are pulling from the bag, any one of these can come out, correct? Now what are the outcomes of tossing 2 coins together? So we have 2 coins. When you have a coin, it has got 2 sides. What are the 2 sides? One is called head, another is called tail. I did not show it, but for your information I will just show one of the coin. So what is the cost of this? You can see 5 rupees. Here there is 2 sides. One is called head, where you have a lion's head. So be like a lion. Another is numbers, or what you call it as tail. Actually it is not tail, we call it tail. So here when you have 2 coins, the outcomes of tossing 2 coins. Together. As you know, when you say 2 coins, it may be one head and another one also head. That is one possibility. Another one is, first one is head, second one is tail. That is second possibility. Third one is first one tail, second one head. Fourth one is both tails. These are the 4 possibilities. The following, when you toss 2 coins simultaneously, both may become down as heads, or one head and one tail and one head, and both may be tailed, alright. So these are the different possibilities. These are two coins together. Noted down. Shall we pass on to topics for today? Okay. Today's topic is continuation of what we have studied earlier. And now an experiment, what you call. This is mathematical experiment. Okay, or probability experiment. What do you mean by experiment? Please note down. An operation which can produce some well defined outcomes is called experiment. Well defined experiment. Suppose you throw a coin. So either head should fall or tail fall, and we don't expect that it will stand like this. Of course, in certain circumstances you can make it stand also, but here we say that it falls down. And by the way, why does it fall? It falls because of the gravity, correct? So all that is thrown up are bound to come down. Even you also, suppose you are jumping a high jump or a pole vault or in volleyball hit. So however much you jump, you are bound to come down. So which produces well defined outcomes is called experiment, and each outcome is called event. For example, if you toss a coin, you have two possibilities. It may be head or it may be tail. So this tossing of a coin is called as experiment. Tossing is called as experiment, and the result that comes out is called event. Are you following? So in a cricket match, when the coin is tossed, one of the captain will say, who has won the toss, he will say, we will field, and that is called as event, and that is called event. So the two captains will decide. One of the captain who wins the toss will decide whether to bat first or to field first, depending on the pitch and condition of the opposite team. They will decide. He will say, we will bat first. The choice is with him. Okay, so that is what is called as event. And so here the possible outcomes, head H or tail T, correct? And there will be what is called as equally likely outcomes. When you do the same experiment number of times, that is what is called equally likely outcomes. Outcomes of an experiment are equally likely if each has the same chance of occurring. So for example, a die. When a die is thrown number of times, and where it is used usually? Die, game of die, right? What do you call, there is one game, one simple game which all the boys will be playing, that's called snake and ladder, and a very interesting game. If it comes to the ladder, it will go up. If it comes to the mouth of the snake, it comes down. Very interesting game. All those who have come to 98 also can come to 5 or 6 down. It comes to the snake's mouth. Very interesting game. There you use what is called die. Even there is a game of die also. You might have heard about Pandavas, who lost in the game of die with Kauravas, and hence they lost all their property, brothers, wife and all. They have become bankrupt. So here a die will have how many phases? 6 phases. When you toss it, the chances will be 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. So when you go on putting die, so there are chances when 1 may come many times. That is what is called as equally likely outcomes. 2 also can come many times, 3 also, like that. So when tossed a large number of times, a die when tossed a large number of times, number of each of the 6 outcomes become almost equal. Are you understanding? Number 1 coming many times, number 2 many times, number 3 like that. So that is what is meant by equally likely outcomes. Followed? Now you have an example for that. Probability of occurrence of an event. So a very interesting and very important thing. Probability. So before a match commences, nowadays you might have heard about, they put some betting. It's not a good thing, but for interest sake they put some betting and all, that this team will win or that team will win and so on. So let E be the event. The probability of occurrence of E is defined as, so probability is an important ratio. It lies between 0 and 1. It will be always a fraction, please note. It need not be 0, it need not be 1 also. So we call it as P of E. That is probability of E is equal to number of favorable outcomes by total number of outcomes. Suppose you throw a coin, and what is the probability of getting head? Favorable outcome is 1, total outcome is 2, we say 1 by 2. Suppose if it is one coin, suppose there are 2 coins tossed, what is the probability of getting 2 heads? What are the chances there? Total number of outcomes will be 4, correct? And favorable will be, suppose you say head, 2 by 4, also equal to 1 by 2 in case of 2 coins tossed, correct? So this is an important formula. PE is equal to number of favorable outcomes by total number of outcomes. Okay, now let us take some example. What is the probability of getting the outcome 5 in throwing a die? As you know, in die there will be 6 phases. In that 6 phases it is a cube shape. What is the probability of getting 5 in throwing a die? So total number of outcomes, what are they? Total number of outcomes is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that will be 6. And in that, number of favorable outcomes. Favorable means what? In this, how much 5 will come? So 5 may be, favorable come will be 1 chance. When you throw first time, it may be 1, it may be 2, it may be 3, it may be 4, it may be 5, it may be 6. Now you are asking, what is the favorable for falling 5? Is only 1. Are you following? Suppose they ask, what is the favorable outcome of even numbers? It will be 1, 3, 5, correct? 3 chances. And odd numbers if they ask, 2, 4, 6, again 3. Prime numbers they may ask, 2, 3, 5, correct? So like that, that is called favorable outcomes. So total number of outcomes is 6, favorable is 1. So apply in this formula. So probability of getting the outcomes 5 is equal to number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of outcomes, that is equal to how much? 1 by 6. 1 by 6 is the answer. Suppose the question is, what is the probability of getting the outcome not 5? Not 5, they ask how much it will be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. It will be 5 by 6, correct? So, like that you should be able to answer any question this, but note this formula: number of favorable by number of total number of outcomes. Shall we do one more problem of the same type? What is the probability of getting an even number? So, here in that dice experiment only, it is not, so here favorable number of total number of outcomes. Again, it is a die question that you should not know, you should know. Total number of outcomes means when a die is thrown, how many possibilities will be there? There will be 6, is it not? So, there will be 6. And in that, how much favorable? Number of favorable outcomes. Favorable outcomes. Favorable means what? Getting an even number. What are even numbers? How many even numbers get? One is 2, another is 4, third one is 6. How many will be there? 3. Is it not? So, you have 3 by 6 also equal to 1 by 2. 3 ones are 3 twos are. Correct? Half. Half is the answer. Correct? So, this is the answer for the even number. Suppose they ask odd number. That is also 3 by 6. 1, 3, 5. Are you following? Okay. Now, one more interesting question. Such type of things, so many things will come in your life. Taking probability. You go to a house of a friend and you will not be knowing whether he is there or not. It is what is called a chance. Of course, you will make all thinking about it, whether he will be there or not. And when you come to his house, he may be out of his house. So, probability. Sometimes he will be in the house and meeting will take place. Is it not? So, here is one question. A bag has 4 red balls and 5 yellow balls. So, total number of outcomes is 4 plus 5, that is 9. The balls are identical in all respects other than color. Means they are all alike. There is no change in their size and shape. Now, it is in a bag. We are taking out one by one. A ball is drawn from the bag without looking into the bag. So, without looking the bag, inside the bag, you are pulling one ball. In that, they are asking what is the probability of getting a red ball. So, favorable outcomes. Favorable outcome of getting a red ball. Is it not? How much it will be? How many will be there? 4 red balls. So, that is 4. You can write it as one R1, R2, R3, R4. So 4 red balls. Any one. There are 4 chances of getting red ball. Now next one is probability of getting yellow ball. There are 5 yellow balls are there. So 5 chances are there. It may be Y1, Y2, Y3, Y4, Y5. Of course, that is not required that writing that names. Just told you for inference, information. Out of 5 yellow ball, any one can be drawn. Now they are asking what is the probability of getting a red ball. So probability of getting a red ball is the next question. Probability of getting a red ball. Getting a red ball. A red ball means only one. What is the formula? Number of favorable outcomes by total number of outcomes. So that formula also you can write. So here red ball is 4 by 9. Total is 9, favorable is 4. Also one more thing, probability of, because there is second question, is it more or less? Probability of getting a yellow ball. What is favorable? 5. What is total? 9. 5 by 9. Now the question is, so that is the answer for the first question. This is the first answer, 4 by 9. Is it more or less than getting a yellow ball? So conclusion, what do you give? Probability of getting a red ball is less than, probability of getting a red ball is 4 by 9 and this is 5 by 9. Probability of getting a red ball is less than probability of getting a yellow ball. So that is the answer for that. So that is the conclusion you are giving. Note it down. You want some more time? So all this is not required, simply for they are wrote like that. Okay. Now home assignment. When a die is thrown, list the outcomes of an event of getting a prime number. What are prime numbers? 2, 3, 5, 7, etc. 11 which are indivisible or it can be divided by the same number. Not a prime number means even number, it may be square number, cube number. A number getting greater than 5, a number not greater than 5. So it is all about when a die is thrown. Okay, try yourself. Second question, this is the first question. If you have a spinning wheel with 3 green sectors, 1 blue sector and 1 red sector, what is the probability of getting a green sector? What is the probability of getting a non-blue sector? Non-blue means it may be green or red. So try to answer this question. Now let us see what Bhagwan Baba says. The secret of perfect health lies in keeping the mind always cheerful. ABC of life, always be cheerful. So if you are always cheerful, it will be perfect health. Never worried, should not worry of problems. Never hurried, no hurry, hurry makes you worry. Never borne down by any fear, thought of any fear or any thought or any anxiety. So if you are free from anxiety, fear and all, then you will be having perfect health. That is what Vivekananda also said. If health is lost, something is lost. If wealth is lost, nothing is lost. If character is lost, everything is lost. So take care of health. For that one should be always cheerful. Okay. So come prepared for the answers in the home assignment. Thank you.